The Catcher in the Rye is a novel by J.D. Salinger that tells the story of Holden Caulfield, a teenager who has been expelled from his prep school. The novel follows Holden as he wanders the streets of New York City, grappling with feelings of alienation, disillusionment, and the search for his own identity. One of the main themes of the novel is alienation. Holden is deeply isolated and feels misunderstood by the people around him, including his family, his peers, and the various adults he encounters throughout the book. This alienation is reflected in his relationships with others, which are often strained and superficial. Another important theme is disillusionment. Holden is deeply cynical and skeptical of the adult world, viewing it as phony and corrupt. He grapples with a sense of loss and disappointment as he tries to come to terms with the death of his younger brother, Ali, and the emptiness of his own life. A key symbol in the novel is the Catcher in the Rye, which Holden imagines as a figure who protects children from falling off a cliff and entering adulthood. This symbol represents Holden's desire to hold on to his own innocence and protect others from the corruption and phoniness of the adult world. Throughout the novel, Salinger uses various literary techniques, such as symbolism, imagery, and narrative voice, to convey the themes and emotions of the story. For example, the use of imagery helps to paint a vivid picture of the setting and the characters' inner states, while the first-person narrative voice allows readers to get a deep insight into Holden's thoughts and feelings. In the first chapter of the novel, Salinger introduces the character of Holden and sets the stage for the events that will follow. We learn that Holden has been expelled from his prep school, Bency, and is set to return home to New York. However, he decides to leave early and heads to New York City, where he begins his journey of self-discovery. In the following chapters, we see Holden struggling to find his place in the world and trying to make sense of his own feelings and experiences. He encounters a variety of people, including old friends, new acquaintances, and various strangers, and grapples with the phoniness and superficiality of their interactions. As the novel progresses, we see Holden's disillusionment and alienation deepen, as he becomes increasingly isolated and disconnected from the world around him. He tries to find solace in various activities, such as visiting museums and seeing a movie, but ultimately finds that these distractions are unable to fill the void in his life. One of the key events in the novel is Holden's visit to his former classmate, Phoebe. Phoebe is one of the few people in the novel who Holden feels truly connected to, and their conversations help him to clarify his thoughts and feelings. In particular, Phoebe's questioning of Holden's plans for the future forces him to confront the emptiness of his own life and the lack of direction he feels. As the novel nears its end, Holden's alienation and disillusionment reach a climax when he has a confrontation with Mr. Andolini, his former teacher. Mr. Andolini tries to offer Holden guidance and support, but Holden is unable to accept it, and their interaction ends in disappointment and misunderstanding. In the final chapter of the novel, Holden decides to leave New York and return home, but not before visiting his brother D.B.'s Hollywood apartment. Here, Holden has a final confrontation with his own feelings of loss and disillusionment, and is finally able to find a sense of acceptance and closure. Overall, The Catcher in the Rye is a poignant and thought-provoking exploration of the struggles and disillusionment of adolescence. It remains a classic work of literature and continues to be widely studied and admired to this